today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at the guitar. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. In this case, we went to Zzounds again. We went perusing the aisles of the Zzounds library, got out the library card and thought, you know what? Let's check out an Epiphone. So we got in an Epiphone Sheraton II PRO. We were very curious about this guitar.
This is one of your picks, I believe.
I think it was.
Yeah. And I just picked it up. I was like, wow, that's right. We never weighed it, but
it's a little heavy.
Yeah, it has some body to it,
yes.
Right? It's a big... Anyway. Yeah, one of Pat's picks, but I was totally down with it. It's a nice looking guitar. Of course, when I see a black guitar like this, 335 style, I think BB King. I know he didn't have FOs, he had the Veritone. Right. It wasn't a 335, whatever. But John Lee Hooker thought that the Sheratons from Epiphone were a improved version of a 335,
right?
So we'll go with that. The gold hardware on the black. For me, though, the thing that really jumped out about this guitar, and we're not getting into all the geeky stuff. I mean, it's listed on Zzounds web's page if you want to know what the fretboard's made out of, if you want to know all that. What we want to do is kind of play it and just check it out. And we normally start with things that we like. I like the neck on it. I will say that. I like the fact that it has push-pull pots on the front, the volume knobs that split the pickups.
All right.
There was a time that I didn't care for that. Like, why would you do that? But I started using that a lot lately, and these really sound good. They really sound good. What do you got? What's jumping out at you?
I mean, it starts with the way it looks. I was just saying to Jason before we fired up the camera, when I first started playing, I thought everything should be Sunburst, everything should have gold hardware, and everything should have the most gaudy and most inlay possible, and then it's double bound. So, like, other than the Sunburst part, it checked all those boxes. But then that tortoiseshell pickguard with the black, it looks good. So I was hoping that when we got it and I took a look at it, that its playability would be on par with its looks. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But I like it. I thought it was pretty easy to play.
So how does it sound?
Yeah. I thought it sounded good, and the first thing we did is we'll go through all the pickups.
Great.
All right, so that was all of the variations of the pickups between splitting, not splitting, both, one or the other. Played just straight through the Tyler with some reverb, no other effects. So we decided, well, all right, now that we've gotten the basics out of the way, how would we approach playing this guitar in a jam?
I made that face because, wow, you did it without delay. That was impressive.
It was hard. I had it on at first, and I thought, no, we're just going to go. We don't want to color the pickups at all.
So yeah, the first jam, actually, so when we do a guitar like this, we always do two jams, and then we've been like pulling pedals from the various series. And so for one of my clips later on, I pulled out the Les Lius, maybe?
Yep.
From Lovepedal, which is from its Electra series, and ran that, and I really liked it for the clip, so I just like, hey, let's do the jam. I'm just going to keep this setup that I have. It was this into the Echo Tour, back into the Tyler. And you played some rhythm guitar on...
Yeah, the Beard's Epiphone ES339 We wanted to do all Epiphone all the time here. Played it through the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe with the carbon copy Deluxe with some delay and a little modulation to give him something to play over. So now what we'd like to do is we'd like to, pair the Sheraton II PRO there with some pedals that we've done series about, some of the favorite effects that we like to use. And so I went super basic for me right out of the gate, got the Tru-Fi Ultra Tremolo, which I think sounds great, paired it with the Echo Tour. I think I had both pickups wide, full humbucker in the middle. I got a nice balance of that, and I played this.
One of the nice things about pairing the Epiphone or the Sheraton with some pedals from old series, we get to pull out some things that maybe we haven't pulled out in a while, because it's a good excuse to do that. And I pulled out from the envelope filter, the Shakedown Sound series, the Dusk by Dr. Scientist. What a fun pedal. You're going to hear a little bit of an LFO with a sample and hold setting. I don't know. It's fun.
All right, so moving on with the series, we've just started a Univibe series, and one of the pedals we most recently did was from DLS Effects. We talk about them a lot. We really appreciate Dave and what he's done. So I had the Versavibe 2 paired with the 15th anniversary Timmy, and I believe for this one I had the bridge split and the neck in full humbucker. It could be the opposite because that was 20 minutes ago.
Let me guess, you also had the DLS Effects Echo Tour on that last clip.
I did, because I didn't get to use it in the one clip, so I definitely made sure that I used it.
Well, I kept it on. I sped it up a little bit. And this is the clip that I paired with the Les Lius from Lovepedal. Just on the first channel of that, I almost cranked all the way up. For anybody that would have that in the middle position. I can't remember what that is. But anyway, really try. I mean, basically, and I try to do this for people that care when we do videos like this, really just played with the volume knobs and the positions and splitting the coils. So try to have it split volume back, roll it up, have it full humbucker, volume back, roll it up. Just let you hear the range and how these pots clean up and work with the taper of the pots, I guess. Can't talk. Just want to set up the final jam. Obviously, I'm playing the Sheraton II PRO there. I paired it with a Tube Screamer, partly because I'm just curious about, this was my home base for a very long time, so when I'm trying out something new, try to figure out, eliminate some variables. Played this with the Echo Tour, and you stayed with the Epiphone 339, through the carbon copy, through the Fender. So that's what we did. So I guess I'll look at you and say, well, your final thoughts now that, we've gone through and... Final thoughts. So let me hold it. For some reason, it helps.
Yeah,
it helps someone. The 339 that Pat played when I was jamming, and that I played during Pat's jam. There was a moment a year or two ago where I was like, I'm going to sell that, and I took it and played it took it out and played it, and no, I'm not going to sell that. I love that guitar. Fits in a gig bag. I know this is about this, but I do. I love that guitar. I think that guitar is great. Plays great. It has been, the pots down here have been upgraded to USA pots. So for people that care about that kind of stuff. Pickups are stock. Everything's stopped except for the electronics upgraded the pots. Love the guitar. Sounds great with the coil split. Plays great. All right, let's get to my thoughts on this. Here are my thoughts. Without getting into any of the geeky stuff, I like the way the pickups sound in humbucker. I like the way they sound split. So sounds really good. Beyond that, plays really good. There was, and I said this to Pat earlier, there was a time where if somebody said to me, I want to get a 335 style guitar, but I want it to be cheaper. I don't want to spend whatever it's going to take to get a 335. I would have said, check out an Ibanez Art Core. That's the one that really pops to mind, like in that lower range. I know you can get a Firefly guitar on, for $200 or something like that. But I probably would have went with Ibanez Art Core. I think that the few I've played have always been pretty solid guitars. This is great. This is I'm blown away because I think there was a time where Epiphone was like, ew.
Right.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like that anymore.
Yeah.
We've had the Epiphone Firebird. We've had the Epiphone 339. We have the Epiphone Sheraton II. If I didn't have a 335 hanging on the wall over there, and a Guild Starfire behind me, I would be like, this would be a good keeper for that style guitar. Mm-hmm. I'm really impressed. That's my final thought. I'm very impressed. For whatever that matters.
Yeah.
You need to hold it.
I do. I feel like I do because I just want to look at it. Because I did say that the first thing that attracted to me.
We should have wiped it down. I'm sorry.
Should have. It's got smudge. It's relicked already.
Smudge.
It's got patina. Obviously, like I said, I love the look of it. When it comes to the Epiphone line, I'm more interested in playing ones that are Epiphones, right? Not a Gibson copy, if you will. So that's why the Sheraton was of interest to me. And anyone that still was an Epiphone only.
1959.
Call me crazy, but I didn't want a copy of a Gibson. Whether that's fair or not. So getting this one and then just seeing how great it looked, even with the logo here on the pick guard. I was just looking at even the binding on the neck has like extra pinstriping. I mean, when it comes to like looks, they went all out on this one. Obviously the typical Epiphone there on the headstock. The one negative thing is I'm trying to play a new guitar. The fret markers stop at the 17th fret. There is nothing down here. And you think after playing guitar for...
Is it the 17th or 15th?
It's the 15th. Yeah, right. 12th, 15th fret. Whew. You think of playing guitar for 40 plus years, it wouldn't matter. But when we were in that jam, I'm like, where am I going? So just a minor thing. But I looked down and I'm like, there's nothing there. So not a deal breaker by any means. But I just think it's a $749 price point. I thought the pickups sounded good. There was a lot of clarity to the pickups. The neck felt great. Like, I don't know what my expectation was, right? It's I could be a bit of a guitar snob, but man, I'll tell you what, this one...
That's the thing. There was a time where the Epiphone where it wasn't necessarily because they... Yeah. We're snobs.
Yeah, I'm like, are we going to have some like tuning issues? We're going to have some intonation issues? Are the pickups going to be kind of weak? But no,
out of the box.
They really weren't. I mean, I'm sitting over there at the desk where the controls are and stuff, and he's playing, and I couldn't have told you he wasn't playing one of the more high-end guitars in the room just from what we're able to get out of it. I think the fact that we were able to pick it up, play it, have pickup selection options, and not have to just wonk around with it a lot. Like I think we just
how much?
$749.
No gig bag.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of it. You open the box, pull the guitar out. That's you get what you get. There might be a truss rod adjustment in there. I don't remember.
Right.
The box is packed away.
Basic ham tags.
But it's my question for you in the comments: do you keep the pick guard, or because give me a Gibson guitar with a pick guard on, and the pick guard's coming on. My 335 doesn't have one. The Strat doesn't, or the Les Paul, I take all the pick guards off. First thing I think took the pick guard off the 339. First thing I do would lose the pick guard. How about you? And I think is that
I think that's it.
Always take a moment just to say, hey, thanks for watching. If you click the subscribe button, notification bell, shared, left a comment, we really appreciate that. All that interaction does is help us interact with other people and bring cool stuff to you. So we appreciate any time you take time to do that. And I think with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.